Not all of you, but many of you were at last year's event at the Nottoway Plantation. A fine time was had by all, but someone got the idea that we should perhaps do something beneficial for the city of New Orleans, or someone in the city of New Orleans. So the youth orchestra of the Lower Ninth Ward in New Orleans got a visit from us, which they performed all of their fine repertoire. Little kids this high playing violins. Everyone, it was all strings, and teenagers playing violins and cellos and double basses. And the assembled multitudes, the campers, donated a total of $10,000 to help this program out. No, you applaud yourselves. And we all had a lovely time. It was a real feel-good moment, and you know, and in the midst of something where it's hard to find feel-good moments, so. Everybody kind of felt like that was something that they wanted to possibly replicate in some way, or somehow be able to recapture or keep that spirit going. And so several months later, I was approached by representatives of the larger fan community in the person of Gene and Ed, who had gone to a lot of trouble to actually prepare a whole sort of proposal about how this feel-good thing could possibly be leveraged into something more. And this was the germination of the idea that eventually became the Spirit of Harmony Foundation, of which we had a small demonstration of our fabulous largesse earlier today. As we said, it was the very first check that we have handed anyone that wasn't just simply for operating expenses up until now. The whole thing has come together remarkably quickly, and maybe quicker than anyone sort of expected. And so we're now entering another phase, and that is to try and start really putting some acceleration behind our effort, which is essentially focusing on music education programs and getting kids at the earliest possible age somehow involved in a music program, either in their school or, if that isn't possible, some other way. But this is all based on some very new and empirical data that can be used to help these people who want to start programs, kind of give them ammunition to help them get started. So it's not simply money all the time. We have empirical data, we have cooperating, kind of laterally cooperating entities that are going to help us accomplish whatever it is that we do. So we're not a typical kind of setup. We're really trying to figure out something a little bit larger, something a little more global, maybe even turnkey, that we could give music educators or people who want to start a music education program the necessary ammunition they need to convince everyone around them that this is really good for kids, that this will help them not only just in the present but for the rest of their lives. Partly as your fearless leader, I'm here to remind you this was your idea. So you are karmically beholden, you know. And if any of you who weren't there originally want to come along, I'm sure you do, because it is about that good time feeling in the end, that we are actually doing something, you know, that we are not simply talking about doing something. And your role in this going future isn't simply to pour money into it. We need you to help us build a lot of those connections. We need you to come up with an idea about a way to help a program that you know of, or an idea that helps the foundation do whatever they do more efficiently or more effectively. So your involvement is critical in this particular thing. We are not taking over your responsibility. We're simply trying to augment it and focus it. You still have to, you know, help guide this whole process and use all of your connections to help us do what we're trying to do. So, you have your marching orders. On with the entertainment.